everybody. We'll present with Cyril Carré from Liège a project, a collaboration project between Liège and Nantes related to historical scale models acquisition and data modeling. Let's begin with collaboration. So the collaboration started in 2011. And we realized that we worked on similar case studies and with similar methodologies. So we started working together and used our complementary skills and teams in order to improve our approach and our models. So we worked on a unified methodology for our case study, which are historical scale models, and we already did 2 publications. Okay, so Nantes, the project of Nantes is related to an historical mockup hosted by Nantes History Museum. So this is an old object, an old heritage object, which is now 100 years old. So we started working on it in 2008, and from now we have did a lot of work, especially digitization of the object. We did 2 evaluations with qualitative questionnaires, and now we are working on historical information visualization in the 3D model. So we are working on several research projects using Unity 3D game engine or CityGML model.
Virtualodium project is an interdisciplinary project aiming to develop an archaeological information system based on a scale model. A video of the scale model. An amateur of archaeology took more than 10 years to realize this model. However, due to the conservation and preservation condition, the access to this masterpiece has long been restricted. So in 2009, the Virtualodium project set up to promote access to a larger public and assuring the conservation of the scale model. To achieve aim, competence of archaeology and physics were necessary. The second aim of this project is to develop an archaeological information system. This prototype is a set of tools to manage, archive and explore large archaeological data sets. Now let's have a general look at the workflow. Donc it's composed of 3 phases. Donc the first phases, voilà here. The first phases correspond to the data acquisition. It's divided itself into 2 substages. Donc, one on the end we have the geometric data acquisition, and on the other end the semantic data acquisition. The second phase includes the creation of a database, and the first phase contains the development of an archaeological information system. Let's have a closer look at the first substage, the acquisition of the geometric information. The scale model was scanned with a 3D scanner, and the scan have been assembled together in Geomagic Studio. Based on this, the reconstruction of the 3D object was performed manually by using digital surface model and picture of every building. As you can see here, it has been entirely manually produced, and we use photography to give a realistic aspect of the scale model. So actually 20% of the entire model has been modeled in 3D. The second substage implies the acquisition of the semantic information, relies mainly on the study of the collection of documents left by rule. For instance, plans, notes and drawings related to his work, but also numerous of other sources referencing to historical objects. The archaeological information system is based on the client-server architecture. The client interface here is divided into two parts. The first one allows the user to visualize and navigate through a 3D virtual world, and the second one allows the user to browse the largest collection of semantic information. Type of imperfection, donc the uncertainty, the imprecision, the ambiguity, and the implicity. Here is an example about the Liège University Place. Donc, originally you have a field with the church demolished, and the stones are used to build the new academic auditorium. One solution is to use the event management. It can handle the evolution through the time. The event helps keeping the tracks of the evolution of an archaeological object, and the event records the relation between the previous and next object. Alors in archaeology, the main information comes from the sources. So a source can be related to an object directly or to an event. Alors when you mix the object definition, the imperfection and the event management, you have something who look like this. As you can see, you have the historical object definition, the geometry, the function and the time. You have the event modification related to the historical event in the sources. To manage the completeness of the object, 3 entities has been made optional, as you can see on this relation. And during the study of the rule scale model, we were confronted with several representations of the same building. Donc here on the left and on the right. Donc we can manage with the notion of version different 3D representation of the building. For the managing the imperfection and of function and time. So there we know there is different solution, but we didn't implement it yet. Here is the CityGML model. Donc it's based on the international standard CityGML. Now we made some modification, like the notion of building element. It's a part of a building. By developing the new model, we totally reverse the approach by putting the historical objects at the center of the model, and the CityGML inherit from the historical object, and we call itself an historical object. Donc this new model is more flexible than the old one, as we can now make some modification on the model structure, and we don't have to make the modification to the entire model, but only on our historical model. Here is the total model proposition.
Now I'll insist on the collaboration. So after making comparison the processes from each team and the model, we came to a generalized approach proposition that we published in a conference. So the idea is to come from historical available resource that we call real objects. We in both processes, in both research projects, we had, as you have seen, a contextual knowledge coming from historical research, and a virtual object coming from the SCAN and the model of the historical mockup. Then we merge these two parts in a virtual artifact that we use to in applications for professional usage or public usage. And now the idea is to make the loop, that we use a feedback in order to insert knowledge coming from the use of this artifact in the whole process. Okay, so we have common purposes by working together. The idea is to share resources, to share results and source code, to reduce costs, and also to improve our data model and to imagine new system and prototypes. We have also done student exchange with internships. So work on different aspects of this kind of research, such as automatic object reconstruction, semantic segmentation, virtual reality, data model, and so on, in order to improve the global process and go to a unified model and a unified approach. So further work is now to use what we have done in both projects in order to improve the model and to imagine a visualization system using, for example, virtual or augmented reality.
Do you have a tutorial for the process to scan and?
Yes, we did one, but in Liège and Nantes we didn't use the same technology to scan the object. At Nantes we used hand scanners, and in Liège they used.
It was a prototype developed by physicians for making 3D reconstruction of small mechanical parts, and voilà. If we have to work on it now, we use another scanner because we have some problem for assembling the scan together. That's the main thing.
Do you have a documentation of all the process, the scan to the view?
Yeah. In fact, we have several documentation.
Okay.
For example, for the digitization, the 3D model as the data model, as you see, we are working to have a global documentation for a robust model. And in Nantes, like in Liège, we have also documentation for the software part, the visualization software. So yes, the whole process is documented.